We're here at the UK Technical Centre of Royal Enfield, and we got a sneak peek into the all-new 650cc engine. In fact, in conversation with me is Siddhartha Lal. Siddhartha, many thanks for speaking to us at ET Now. Let me first begin by talking about everybody was expecting a 750cc and you come up with a 650cc, especially at this point of time when, you know, it's a different category altogether. A lot of people were expecting a lot of competition from a 750, but you decided to break the clutter and come up with something new. Why a 650cc engine?
Well, I don't really know where the idea of a 750 started from. It was certainly not from us. But you're right. I mean, we see the space above that, above a 650 that we've now created. Actually, we saw the space is a bit cluttered, the 750, 800 mark. There's a lot of manufacturers going in there. But what we also found that from our research and understanding and all the writing that we do, that the consumers, especially in India, find that actually a bit inaccessible. It's maybe too powerful for a chap who's going up from a 200cc or 300cc or 350cc. They find that maybe too big a bike also. So what we wanted to do was, as we did with our classic 350, was to have a step up from the existing motorcycle. So people were able to take a step up from 150, 200cc, and we wanted just one more step up from a 350 or so to a 650, and that's what we've created. It's got all the go. It does 100 miles an hour, 160 kilometers, all of that. It's got highway worthiness. It's a full big motorcycle, or upper middleweight motorcycle, but it's still a step up from what we have today rather than 3 steps up.
Right. And that's very interesting. But what our viewers really want to know is, when is it hitting the market? When do we see that in India, the new bike, and of course, the price points? Because India is although it's a very price sensitive market, but all the existing Royal Enfield customers, are eagerly awaiting the new bike. So when do we see it hitting in the Indian markets and of course the Indian roads, and the price points?
So actually today we're just showing you the engine. The motorcycles are still to come out a couple of days from now at the Eicher Motors Show. So, we're going to start production and series production of these motorcycles in April. And it's only after that maybe that we will actually be hitting the road in India. So you've probably got another 6-7 months to go before there's any sign of it. And it could, these things sometimes take a little bit more time. So we do have that much time, and we don't have a price point yet to share with you, but it is certainly going to be accessible. It's certainly, more coming off what Royal Enfield has today rather than, a totally different orbit altogether, because we want to make this accessible. We want people to be able to come up, to graduate to this motorcycle, and we want it to be a scale motorcycle that becomes a part of the Indian culture and not just a fringe motorcycle. So yeah, certainly it'll be accessible.
Which is in fact very heartening to know that the motorcycle is going to be accessible. Help us understand where from here. It's been a phenomenal growth that we've seen in the last couple of years. Any targets that you're perhaps setting for the company, for yourself? What do we see from Royal Enfield going forward?
Yeah, we'd set a target long ago to say, look, we'll be the #1 mid-size motorcycle manufacturer in the world, and we thought that's going to be a really, really long way off, but we are already the #1 mid-size motorcycle manufacturer in the world, actually largely on the back of India, right?
Absolutely.
This year we'll sell over 800,000 motorcycles, 8 lakh motorcycles, and the global market is less than 1.5 million, so we're already over 50%. So now we've retrained our targets. We said, okay, what's our new target? So our new target is actually to be a leading mid-size motorcycle manufacturer in all the big markets that we identified. So markets like, certainly in emerging markets like Latin American markets, Southeast Asian markets, but over time, also over the next decade, in markets like US, UK, Europe, we feel there's a potential for our kind of motorcycles. So that's our aim, to converge, so that the world converges on middleweights from commuters and from big bikes.
Are you putting a number to it?
Oh, no number as such. I mean, we don't break out some future numbers, but actually, if you think about it, we're still, let's say, 800,000 units.
Right.
In a motorcycle market globally. That's 50 million units. In a motorcycle market in India, that's nearly, I think, 18 million units. So we are still 6% market share in India. Our potential to grow in India itself is tremendous. In richer states of India, like Kerala, we're 33% market share. We're the number one motorcycle brand in Kerala. We're, I believe, nearly number one or close to number one in Punjab, Delhi, Goa. These are all richer markets where we're number one. So we have, I believe, a lot of headroom to grow. And we're working towards that.
So although you're not putting a number to it, talk to us about the investment plans. I mean, there's so much money that you've put in the UK Technical Centre, which has, of course, aided the company, immensely. In terms of investment, how do we see things panning out?
Yeah, so actually the investment numbers have been growing a lot. We've been increasing our investments because now from a single product, single geography company, we become a multi-product, multi-geography company, and that takes a lot more engineering development, that takes a lot more, and of course our volumes have been growing, so we've had to add more factories and all of that. So this year, in 2017-18, we'll be spending in the order of 800 crores of capex, and of course a lot more in revenue expenditure this year, and that's around 30% up from last year. So that's the kind of trajectory of capital expenditure growing, and a reasonable chunk of it is what we've created here in the UK Tech Centre.
Right. Siddharth, also, I mean, I want to understand from you in terms of, because there's been a lot of talk about the change to BS5 and BS6 norms. With respect to the new engine that you've launched today, how soon will we be seeing it cope up with the newer norms?
So the 650 Twin is Euro 4 BS4 ready, and therefore it's got legs for a few years in all markets. India is, as of now, going into BS6, so we're bypassing BS5, going straight to BS6 in 2020 April, and we're working towards that.